So I think a very good evening to everyone on behalf of BFI Sports and Fitness. It's a great pleasure to have Dr. Mickey Mehta, who needs no introduction, but still I'll say a few words about him. He's a recipient of the Health and Wellness Icon of India. He's the author of two very successful books in India. He's been invited to speak at the Harvard University, IIT, and the IIMs across the world. And he has joined the government's Fit India movement. And he has the distinction of training the police, the army, the navy, and the air force. And so we present to you author, poet, philosopher, legendary Dr. Mickey Mehta. Let's hear it from him and his own words. Welcome, Dr. Mickey Mehta. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
How are you, Rajiv? How may I help you?
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
Well, I think the first question which comes to everyone's mind is, what's going to happen next to the fitness and the sports industry, which we are all a part of?
Well, of course, the movement is slow. So the growth of the industry is disrupted, but it will go in another direction, especially for fitness, health, wellness, well-being. It will go more digital. हाँ मार्शल कैसा हो गया?
Request everyone to mute yourselves, please.
मार्शल कैसा हो गया? Which is why, Rajiv, I said you mute everybody.
Yes, I just did it.
हाँ.
Yes, so.
God, that was so scary. मिकी में तो कैसा हो गया रे? क्या पतला हो गया, गोरा हो गया, काला हो गया, क्या हो गया? Anyway, so I think we'll take the question. I'll take the question from here.
Yeah.
That yes, the industry is disrupted. There is a pause, but certainly it will grow because wellness, well-being is going to be the need of the hour, especially the dimensions I am walking towards, which is mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness. Apart from working with terminally ill people, I work in these dimensions as well. And always remember that all changes come for the better. The deeper design of Mother Nature, nobody understands. What we need to do is the first philosophy of the best humble attitude is Swikriti. Acceptance, but Swikriti with grace. So when you say acceptance in English, it could be accepting without choice. I have no choice, but I'll accept it. But Swikriti means that I accept with choice, with grace, the flow of God. So the Radha which flows out of you becomes Dhara and flows back into you. And the Dhara which goes out of you becomes Radha and flows back into you. That's the energy exchange between the you and between the universe. And this shapes your destiny. Your acceptance with grace, you're taking charge, being responsible, becoming the choreographer of your change, makes everything happen for the better of you.
I think that's very well put, Dr. Mickey. One is the acceptance with grace and happiness, and this taking it as an opportunity for better things to come.
Yes.
Just a small note to everyone. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat. We will take them up one by one. Dr. Mickey Mehta has agreed to answer the questions. So kindly keep writing it in the chat as and when it comes to your mind. So I think another valid point you raised was in mental health. I think that's a big issue and which has been underrated a lot in today's times, especially. What would be your take on it and looking ahead to, better mental health?
So the apple cart of life is disturbed anyway. People are anxious about the futures of their careers and their businesses. Of course, some businesses are sunrise industry, like wellness is sunrise industry. But many other people, we pray for them that may God give them a lot of strength and may God look after all such businesses and professions which probably might get redundant, or people may face job cuts, or people may... अरे भाई कौन है यार? Rajiv, we need
Right.
to control
Yes.
this, otherwise we can't do this.
Yes. It's been muted. Yes.
Huh. It should not come up in the first place.
Yes.
I think this recording is going to come out very shabby. We will not be able to take this recording out in the market.
Right.
So anyway, so yes, of course, barring a few businesses like the pharma, like wellness, most businesses will get hit, and we should pray to God that may God support them all. But this is a chance to innovate, reinvent yourself, find your own calling, find your own specialty, special skill sets, special talents, and of course, go out there and make it work for yourself. Champions are born out of challenges, so take this challenge and become a hero, the real life hero. Yeah.
I think what you said was health and fitness is a sunrise industry.
Yes,
So I
it
think
is.
that gives a lot of hope to people over here because people are worried about their careers, their jobs in the wellness industry. So, what would be your take to a person wanting to enter the fitness industry or a person who's already in the fitness industry?
That be very sincere with your clients. And your clients should not be your subjects, they should become your family. Once they become your family, they should be a part of your prayer morning, night, and a part of your meditation. So, not only that you serve them when you're close to them, but you serve them in silence as well. And this makes a biggest difference. I've seen doctors, the doctors who become healers, doctors who, they put their hands on your back or they put your hands on your chest and say, don't worry, I'm there. I'll take care of you. 50% of healing happens there. So be very sincere, be very devoted, prioritize your clients as much as you can, try and do a lot of research for your clients. And things may not go right immediately, but if you stick on and get your clients to stay on with faith, things will change gradually and transformation will happen. Your clients will be liberated from pain, hurt, negativity, disease, disorders, etc. And they will be in the state of joy, happiness, optimism, positivity, high energy, youthfulness also.
What are the skill sets that a trainer should be looking at acquiring now during this lockdown period and in the future? What would be helpful to him?
Communication skills for sure. Doesn't matter whether it's English or Hindi. But whichever language you choose to communicate very well, to the point, explain and penetrate not just the mind but the heart also. It has to be convincing. You have to be a role model yourself for people to have faith in you. A doctor, when he comes to your house, he has to be very positive, very upbeat, and very optimistic. And he must have solutions of all kinds, not just solutions writing a prescription. He should be able to tell you what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, how much to exercise, when to exercise, what to exercise, sleep, laughter, meditate, pray, and of course, be nice to all.
Looking forward, what would be the forms of fitness that would be popular? Would gyms be popular or personal training at home or online training or outdoor training or
Gyms,
group
I have my
exercise? Yes.
gyms. I have my doubt,
Okay.
but yoga is here to stay. Yoga will grow. Yoga will flourish. Yoga will proliferate. And yoga is going to give you all the solutions to mankind. Yoga will bring all the solutions to mankind.
Yoga, you feel a person should get more and more qualified in the field of yoga, meditation.
I would say only yoga.
Only yoga.
That is going to be the future. That is the life-altering, life-transforming perspective. That is a life-altering and a life-transforming perspective.
But yoga is already quite popular in India. In fact, this is where it all started.
But still, the madness of the gymming is still there, no?
Right.
So even today, like for today, I train so very many people in sports for excellence. Only through yoga, meditation, optimism, affirmations, visualizations, conditioning the muscles, supporting muscles, and building the core strength, building awareness, making sure people don't make mistakes, the alertness, the response time becomes much less and less, the cognitive strengths keep growing. So these are the kinds of training I do with sports excellence.
Right, right. I think a lot of the top sports people have said mental conditioning and focusing has been a big part in their victories. I think I just read an interview somewhere by Saina Nehwal that she also used to focus just
Yes,
before a match and do a
yes,
lot of meditation to get into the zone for the match. So
yes,
I
of
think
course.
that's what is going to be more and more important in the coming days.
See, what meditation helps you with, that we carry a lot of weight of the world on our minds. Our minds gives us bits of information, perceptions in millions per second through our senses sometimes. So how do we calm, relax, and orient our mind to shut off? Meditation is a tool to shut off and calm down and have a clear slate, blank it all out for you to be alert in the here now. If your mind is occupied with the past and the future, then your mind cannot be focused in the now for performance. So meditation helps you breathe out, reorient, compose, align, integrate, orchestrate, okay, and get in the mode of celebration, happiness, enthusiasm for the sport, for the game, for being focused.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Miki, we have a question. As we all know that this pandemic is not going to vanish suddenly, and gyms have started reopening in some states, even following the proper guidelines. So will it be safe to start a career in the fitness industry in the coming years?
I'm not saying gyms will shut down completely, but the new way of working out will be corporates and people working at home and offices. Okay, there will be still takers for gyms. Yoga is going to be riding supreme, and solutions online, digital, are going to be sought after most. But yes, of course, the career in fitness, I will not talk about career in gyms, but I'll say career in fitness is very much here to stay. But you must study, learn a lot, and grow a lot. Be sincere, be devoted, and there you are. Understand the human constitution, understand the human psyche. When you're training a human being, you're not training the body, you're training a personality. So make sure you delve deep into the personality, deep dive into the personality, the psyche of a human, and deal with every human differently, separately.
I think main thing is that fitness as a career is there to stay, but it's how you adapt yourself to the future and what skills do you gain. I think
Hmm.
fitness, yoga, empathy with your client or your customer, I think that becomes an important role, like you said. Be one with him.
Yeah, empathy is going to be priority as an attitude. Empathy and optimism. If a trainer doesn't have empathy and optimism, if a trainer cannot infuse enthusiasm, if your trainer cannot uh, pray and meditate for his clients, then that trainer is not sincere and good enough.
So now if somebody who wants to work out, say in a gym or with a personal trainer, what are the safety precautions that he or she should be looking at, both from the trainer point as well as the client point of view?
I mean, stay 8-10 feet away, wear mask, wear gloves, be clean, and do your training. And going to the gyms, that's going to be very dicey because when your sweat comes out, so droplets, the most risky. When your breath comes out again, and so many people will be breathing out together. So there'll be at least one receptionist, one manager, two trainers, one housekeeping, five, and at least 5, 7 people in the gym. So 10 people at a time is going to be dicey.
More of a personal training at home or outdoor training, I think.
That could be the way forward. That could be the way
or
forward.
online training. I
At least
think
for the next 6 months. At least for the next 6 months.
the next six months. I think so. That's how the trainers will need to reinvent themselves
Very
and
much.
keep themselves updated with the new technology. So I think technology is going to play a very big role going ahead.
As in the last 150 years, technology has changed man's life. In the last 70 years, it has changed a lot. In the last 20 years, it has changed much more, especially. So, yes, in the next 10 years, it's going to be a big sea change. So, technology will dominate and technology will determine people's careers also. काय भाव कसा
So
आहे तुम्ही?
everyone needs to keep themselves updated on the technology front as well.
Yes, of course, of course.
If you don't do that, you stand to lose out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's the biggest thing. Which format would be more popular going forward? A personal training studio with a few clients or the large format? Because those are the ones which were doing better.
I think personal training studios economics are going to be very difficult to sustain and support. So Group X is a good economical dynamics. So commerce can support that business, but God knows how many people will come. Let's say even when the gyms open, probably in August. Let's say government is probably will open the gyms in August, or maybe in September. God knows. Now, when the gyms open, for the first 4 months or 5 months, who will come and enroll? People may not even come and utilize a membership. Forget coming and enrolling. They might not even come and utilize your membership, the membership.
Right.
Because there is going to be apprehension, fear is going to be there in people's mind. So best is working out in open air, in your society compounds, out in the gardens, parks, in your house, and open up your doors, windows, let sunlight come in. Try and take as much sunlight, try and take as much fresh air and work out.
I think there are even guidelines about working out in air conditioning. I think so. I think being in the fresh air is far more safer.
Absolutely, very much, very much.
We have a question saying that can you be a bit more specific that if not gyms, where should we apply to start a career in the fitness industry? If somebody wants to start a career, what would you suggest?
Well, there is before you, there is K11. There are very good two lovely institutes you can go to and do your online program. There is the Yoga Institute. It's the finest to become a trainer. So get yourself qualified and then of course, find work gradually. You do more practice for training, communication, expressions, your science, your philosophy, your history of training, everything should be in place. Your empathy should be in place. Your demeanor should be in place. Your aptitude, your attitude towards people should be very pleasant, smiling always. And you will be hired. Good talent will always be hired.
I think that's the key today to have an all-round personality along with your knowledge, your soft skills.
Very much. Very much. Certainly. Certainly.
So tell us a bit about your career. I think you've had a long and illustrious career in this field.
So yes, next month end or maybe early August, I finish 50 years of exercising yoga
Wow.
and 38 years of profession, and I'll be 58 complete in August.
Amazing.
So of course I started when I was 8, and I hardly remember days when I didn't exercise. So I've exercised almost every day of my life for 50 years, and that too with the same passion and same interest. In fact, renewed passion and renewed interest, more enthusiasm today than ever before. And I'm learning new skills. I'm trying to do gymnastics, parkour. So more getting deeper into yoga, deeper into spirituality. I'm learning some part of Jyotish Vidya, Vastu Shastra. I'm learning healing modalities of understanding of human psyche. Of course, I'm already deep into Ayurveda and I'm learning homeopathy. So, not many areas of interest. and healing through meditation, healing through prayers, healing through using sunshine as medicine, using breath as medicine, using rest as medicine, using yog nidra as medicine, using asanas as medicine, using fire kriyas as medicine, using ether akasha as medicine, especially in meditation and in prayers. Then using optimism as medicine, using food nourishment as medicine, okay, using water meditation abhishek as medicine to transform and change. So these are the researches I'm doing.
Started young.
Sorry?
You started young and you're still learning.
Yeah, I'm still learning, and now I'm working with terminally ill cancer patients. I'm working with asthmatic patients. I'm working with children, because children, especially when their lineage of genes are maybe not so advantageous, then we need to work on children so that their genes don't get activated, the ones which they bring from hereditary. And of course, I work with senior citizens, 80, 85, 90, those who can barely sit and stand. Eventually, in a year or 18 months, I get them to stand, sit, and walk and run also. And for people who are suffering from terminally ill diseases, once again, over a period of a year, 18 months, we get them to stand, sit, walk, run, and make them very independent. So it's all with natural therapy is what we do. And the whole journey is fun, interesting. The whole idea is about connecting people with love, and the healing of love and empathy is priority.
Fantastic. I think this is one segment of the population which is often neglected.
Yes.
Senior citizens and the terminally ill
people. So I always tell people that when you have senior citizens at home, before you leave home, when you come back home, hug them, kiss them, talk to them, at least smile at them, wave at them. Then in between, keep spending time with them, watch a little bit of television with them, laugh with them, joke with them. You will add 3-4 years to their life just like that. Now, when you add acupressure to them, when you add chest piti, make them breathe, when you make them do movements, when you add proper nourishment, nutrition, when you add a lot of sunshine to them, once again you add 8, 10, 15 years to their life. And when you add little bit of activity like squeezing the balls, moving the hands, circling of the arms, standing, spot walking, you'll add 15, 20 more years. It's very simple. So I'm working with challenging patients with various families, and the families are supporting, and we are getting very good results with people where doctors have said won't live beyond 3 months, 4 months. We made them live for 3, 4, 5 years more, and more, and more.
I think basic things which we take for granted is what is important to them. I think that the quality of life improves to a great extent.
Once a person is nourished with love, fresh air, sunshine, food, attention, empathy, sympathy, compassion, care, laughter, singing, celebration, joy, and repurposing people's lives. That's very important.
There are simple pleasures of life.
Repurpose their lives. Make them look forward for simple pleasures.
Yes. And I think most of us are running after the other pleasures of life, and we forget these.
So, which is why when we say social distancing, I would say vairagya. Distancing from desires. Diseases are born out of desires. And these diseases are born out of desires like pride and kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, maya, matsara. These are the desires. And if you translate them into 7 sins in English, pride, anger, lust, envy, gluttony, avarice, sloth. So you have, and when I treat people, I don't treat their bodies. I don't treat the symptoms. I treat the person in the body, the personality in the body, because the diseases are seeded in the personality. Anger, arrogance, ego, jealousy, greed, envy, so many things, restlessness, irritability, temperaments. Got it?
Absolutely. I think
they translate into manifestation of physicality, disease in the physical. So if you treat the body and not the person, you'll never treat it forever.
Those are the symptoms.
But if you treat the person and the personality with all the modalities of healing, sound, touch, taste, visual, fragrances, like looking at the birds, looking at the flight and the freedom, it should transpire that you are free. And suddenly you will breathe easy. Chirping of the birds, listening to the sound itself is very healing. And your immunomodulators will start working. Looking at the morning sunlight and taking the radiance and the heat itself is energy and healing. And the radiance of the sun opens up your mind. Your doubts are cleared and dynamism comes. Lethargy is cleared and enthusiasm comes. Okay, stagnation clears and creativity comes, productivity comes. Simple things. You look at the lawns of the grass lawns, and you will realize there is infinity. You start counting from here, you finish counting there, new grass will have grown here. You look at the expanse of the sky, you will say, oh my God, I am also so eternal. You breathe easy. So when you mingle with nature, when you use nature as modalities of medicines, life becomes easy and you heal.
I think the best thing is to be open to things.
Completely.
Have an open mind and not a closed mind.
So meditation calms your mind first, clarifies it later, and after it is clear, it is open. And a mind only works when it is open, like a parachute works when it is open. And when your mind is open, your mind will always say, why not? Instead of asking, why?
Very, very well said. Okay. Dr. Mickey, we have a few questions on yoga. If I want to do an online certification course in yoga, which institutes do you recommend?
The Yoga Institute only, Santa Cruz. Very good.
Okay.
But if you want to do like other personal fitness trainer or other programs, then B4U and of course K11, both are equally good.
Right.
But I still feel that K11 syllabus is a little more elaborate.
Correct.
Your focus is more on sports. That's what I understand.
Correct.
Yeah. But K11, they cover the entire spectrum of fitness training, fitness trainers. So my friend Kaizad Kapadia has a very, very good program. But of course, when you're looking at sports, nothing but Rajiv, B4U, the ultimate destination. And yoga, the ultimate destination is Mahansaji, the Yoga Institute of Santa Cruz, at Santa Cruz.
Then there's another question. Is there a government body to regulate our fitness centers which offers fitness courses?
Well, soon, these regulatory bodies are soon coming in force. You will see this by 2021. Hopefully, I'll be working very closely with the Sports Authority of India, the Fit India movement, Khelo India movement, hopefully very soon. And you will see all the big changes coming in the industry.
I think that will be positive for the whole of the fitness industry. I think it was badly needed.
Very much, very much.
Everybody was doing their own things.
Very much, Rajiv.
How can we ensure the quality of fitness certification in the fitness industry? Please mention the difference between India and other Western countries.
Well, I would say if I were to look at Kaizad's K11's program, really, truly international and very top class. Okay, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to anatomy, kinesiology, sports nutrition, a little bit of rehab, prehab, personal training, functional training, weight training, sports excellence training, and B4U. I think you both are doing very, very well. But yes, there are places like New Zealand, Australia, where the standards of sports especially are very, very high. Physiotherapy are very, very high. So that, of course, yes. But in yoga and otherwise, of course, India is the best training you can ever get.
Your point on research on fitness in India, I think that's a very nice point. Are you seeing some research, or do we hope to see it in the future?
Well, I am doing some research with some bodies, some institutes, and you will see some results coming out later. In fact, 2 years back, I published a paper in a medical journal in USA that is on mind science, and it is called Monumental Code. And now, very soon in the next 2-3 months, I'll be publishing a paper on immunity. So, it is said that health is organic unity of cellular community for the immunity of humanity.
Very well said. I think, but we have very little research in India. What would be the reason for this, according to you, Dr. Vicky?
Inclination is missing, enthusiasm is missing.
Right.
People don't want to experiment, people don't want to take quantum leaps. People are happy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, their day gets over, they're becoming accountants with the body. They want to count calories, they want to count your reps, they want to carry how much weight you've pushed, pulled, how many REMs you had in sleep, how many steps you walked, and that's it. Just become accountants. Biofeedback, intelligence, all that needs to be incorporated, which I'm working on, and hopefully you will see a lot of good work coming out.
I think the person needs to widen the horizon.
Yeah.
That would be one of the main things.
Yeah.
Not have a tunnel vision.
Yes, of course. Widen the horizons. Of course, widen the horizons.
There's a question: is there any government body which makes policy for people who want to open gyms?
Yes and no both. Yes and no both. The policies are not very stringent. The licenses and regulations, regulatory systems are not very stringent yet. But soon it's underway. I think FICCI is doing a lot of work on that, and very soon you will see results.
I think the sector skill councils have also been set up. I think the government is looking at regularizing the whole industry.
It's work in progress for sure. It's
Yes,
work in progress.
I mean, if you look at it 20 years back when we started, there was barely anything happening.
So when I started 38 years back,
there was nothing.
I didn't know what was personal training, but I happened to be the first personal trainer of India. The term personal trainer wasn't there in my mind. So Suresh Oberoi was my first client in 1982-83, I think so. And Vivek Oberoi was knee high. He was my first client.
I think that's how we all make a start.
Yeah. When I started television, bringing wellness fitness in television in India, so on Zee TV in 85, my program was the first ever in India, Baatein Sehat Ki.
Wow.
On fitness. Then after that, Dr. Mukesh Batra started a series called Positive Health Show, which became a super success.
Correct.
But today it's been almost 7 years. I'm with Tata Sky, and today I think I've had some 7,000 TV shows and some 4,000 radio shows nationally. I'm still on Tata Sky and still on national radio stations. So
in these last 38 years, how do you think the industry has changed from almost 4 decades?
I can say when I was in uniform, no one was in liquid form also. So, but yes, there was Talwalkars then. So Mr. Madhukar Talwalkar, Mr. Vishnu Talwalkar, they were actually the forerunners of bringing weight training and bodybuilding into India. So salute and respect and hats off to, and today also if you see Madhukarji, I mean, what a grand, handsome human being at 85 or plus. And he exercises and he's so fit. So I've always grown up looking up at him. It is different that I ventured out into holistic health, yoga, spirituality, philosophy, nutrition, cosmic nutrition, healing modalities, and research, writing. I ventured out into writing. So my 2 books are out. So first book is The Shunyam Quotient, which is published by Penguin. The second book is Lose Weight, Gain Shape. Lose Weight, Gain Shape is a perfect Bible on weight management and perfect Bible on immunity also. Of course, my next more detailed book on immunity is coming out. As we speak, 5 more books I'm writing parallelly, simultaneously. Because as thoughts come to my mind, I approach different books.
Right.
But my immunity book is almost come to completion. Then the other book coming to completion is Woman the Healer. And the other book which is almost coming to completion is Focus to Lotus. That's a book on spiritual evolution. Then the other book once again is Yogat. The law of Yogat Karma. Yogat Karma is what? कि everything in life has a process. दही जमाने रखते हो तो हर घंटे चम्मच घुमाओगे तो दही जमेगा नहीं.
Very
So,
well said.
so that is a very different understanding. So actually in the last 25 years, I've gone very off tangent, researching a lot in spirituality and philosophy. And because of that, I've got into healing mechanisms and healing modalities. And because of that, I'm getting success rate because they're all as per laws of physics, laws of nature, laws of biology. And today, the modern science of epigenetics, transgenerational epigenetic reset, neuroplasticity, then microbiomes, microbiota, then of course the mind-gut axis, and the science of telomeres and telomerase. So all these sciences today are validating all the sciences of yatha pinde tatha brahmande. Quantum physics is saying, as is the atom, so is the universe, because the quality of a drop of a water is as good as the ocean itself. So the ocean is contained in the drop of the water.
Correct.
Then aham brahmasmi, soham, yeah, tattvamasi, then ritambara pragya. Then our yoga had researched a lot on mudras. So khechari mudra, where your tongue touches the palate and goes close to the windpipe. So steadiness of the mind, sthirta. So swasth means स्वयं में स्थित, स्वयं में उपस्थित, स्वयं की उपस्थिति, स्वयं में आस्था in swastha. Then breath and breathing is swara, sura, and swara and sura put together makes swarga. And when you all do yoga together, pranayam together, vyayam together, there is a sangat. Sangat se nikle geet, geet se bane sangeet. So it's all about the science of bioelectricity, the science of electromagnetic impulse, the science of electromagnetic forces, the science of your circadian rhythm synchronizing with the rhythm of the universe, sunrise, sunset, moon phases, tides, high tide, low tide. So the energy rises when the sun rises. The birds begin to chirp with the first ray of the sun. The trees emanate oxygen with the first ray of the sun. So it's all, it is called non-local, invisible, non-local, infinite correlations of this world, universe functioning as one whole, unison. That is yoga. So congruence of your sacred geometry with the sacred geometry of the universe. There are designs of trees in you. There are designs of mountains in you. There are designs of animals in you. And the designs of flowers in you. There are qualities of fragrance in you. There's a quality of sweetness in you, what is in fruits. 94 to 95% of genes of a vegetable and fruit are same as yours and mine. It is the last 5% of genes which change and make the difference. So we are all born of the same stuff. So in meditation, we go back to the memory of wholeness, of being one with all. And when you become one with all and you're not divided in duality, you give rise to humanity of oneness. Oneness, humanity. And that is the time you connect, and that is the time you heal, completely healed.
You put it so well, Dr. Mickey. It's how to live in today's times with yourself and with everyone and everything around you. That is the key.
The key is higher self. Now, if I'm talking about spiritual parlance, spiritual language, higher self. Now, let me give you an analogy that if you're looking at an analogy of a tree, let's take tree as a metaphor. Tree can only become colorful, branch out, and fruit and flower if the roots grow deeper. So for that invisible strength, meditate. Only when you meditate with that invisible going deep inside, you will fruit and flower. Your life will become fragrant, your life will become sweet. So inside is the answer. Inside, look within. Shut your eyes. So I tell people that when you're very confused in your mind, change the lenses of your perception. So either change the lenses, and if that doesn't work, shut your senses. Just quieten yourself. And just let go, let go, let go, let go. Let go kama, let go krodha. Let go lobha, let go maya. Let go moha. Keep breathing out every negative emotion, negative psychological expression, angst, irritability, irsha, everything, and see the way you're free and you breathe so easy and you breathe liberated. You're calm, you're tranquil, you're integrated, you're orchestrated, you're harmonized, you're tranquilized, you're Mickey-mized, you're energized, you're naturalized.
So, Dr. Mickey, we have a question. There is no code of ethics in our country for professionals to practice. What do you think?
Okay, I would say mind your own business first. You become ethical. If each one becomes ethical, but you mind your other's business, that he is not ethical, and you don't become ethical yourself. Everybody is talking about corruption, but nobody wants to be less corrupt himself. You become clean, and each one will clean the world together. So look after your own ethics only. Don't try and change the world. Michael Jackson said in a very good song, Man in the Mirror, I am looking at the man in the mirror. I am asking him to change his ways. And no message is loud and clear. If you want to make a world a better place, better look at yourself and make that change.
Very well said. I think it's what Gandhiji said, be the change you want to see in others.
परिवर्तन, बदलाव, संस्कृति, छलांग, क्रांति, अपने आप में क्रांति घटनी चाहिए.
Start with yourself.
तो छलांग लगेगी. जब तक क्रांति अंदर नहीं घटेगी तो बाहर छलांग नहीं लगेगी.
We have another question. What's your take on having a nationalized licensing body to keep a check on all trainers regarding their qualifications and education and certification?
मेरे भाई वो सब आप लोगों का काम है. मुझे ये सब झंझट में मत डाल. मैं तो एक हीलर हूँ. I am very happy with my practice, with my writing, with my TV, radio, writing, everything. ये सब झंझट में रेगुलेशन पे किसको पढ़ना है? पुलिस किसको बनना है? पॉलिटिशियन किसको बनना है? कंट्रोल किसको करना है? जो गवर्नमेंट करे भाई ठीक है, जब करे वो ठीक है भाई. हम अपना काम प्योरिटी से करेंगे, सच्चाई से करेंगे, अच्छाई से करेंगे.
Focus on yourself.
सच्चाई, अच्छाई, सबूरी, श्रद्धा, ये चार चीज लेके आओ तो अपने आप सब ठीक हो जाएगा. तन की दुरुस्ती हो जाएगी, मन की दुरुस्ती हो जाएगी, आध्यात्मिक शांति हो जाएगी, आत्मा आनंद पूर्वक हो जाएगी. बिल्कुल आदमी मनुष्य से पुरुष हो जाएगा. तब जाके आदमी मनुष्य से पुरुष हो जाएगा. क्योंकि मनुष्य मानसिक आदमी होता है, पुरुष पूरा होता है, कॉन्शियसनेस वाला.
Very true. Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. Instead of looking around you and on others, focus on yourself.
या सो पुरुष और प्रकृति हाथ में हाथ लेके चलते हैं साथ में. ध्यान अंदर की तरफ, ऋतंबरा प्रज्ञा. What is constant? What is the truth? The constancy of your life. Focus on that. आंखें ईश्वर ने दी है आगे देखने के नहीं, उसके आगे देखने के लिए. एक विजन होना चाहिए, दृष्टि, दृश्य नहीं, दृष्टि होनी चाहिए. ठीक है?
Amazing. I think there is so much to learn from you, Dr. Mickey, and I think the coming years we'll see a new Dr. Mickey because you keep evolving and changing.
ईश्वर की कृपा है. कुछ सेवा आपके लायक हो तो बताना. We can do something together.
Definitely. I think it's such a wide field, and like you said, there are so many branches of the same tree. The end road is the same.
बिल्कुल. अभी let me tell you that literally when I started almost 40 years back, 38, 39 years back, couldn't see anybody else on the roads. But today you get out at 6 o'clock in the morning and you take drive till 8, 9 o'clock. बाइक पे और बैग वाले ट्रेनर्स बहुत दिखेंगे आपको. और मैं ईश्वर से दया करता हूँ कि इनकी तादाद बढ़े और ये ट्रेनर्स को ज्ञान हम दे सके अच्छे रूप से, उनको रूपांतरित कर सके हम अच्छी रूप से, उनको अच्छा ज्ञान दे सके, उनके लिए अच्छी सुविधा हो ट्रेनिंग की, और आगे बढ़े, सबकी रोजी चले, सबका पेट पले.
There's somebody who's asking for your email or contact details to get in touch with you. How would somebody be able to get in touch with you?
दे देना भाई, करेंगे बात. क्या है बड़ी बात? इंसान ही तो है ना, भगवान थोड़ी है. एक बार भगवान भी मिल जाता है ना, अगर मांगो तो, देखो तो, इरादा पक्का हो तो।
Right.
दे, आप दे देना उनको, दे देना।
Definitely. Fine, fine. We'll share the contact details of Dr. Mickey. But if there's any other details also.
Yep.
So I think it's been a fascinating journey together, what we've shared so far, Dr. Mickey. Anything else you would like to add going forward in the years to come and in the days, I would say?
So, I would say कि अष्ट अंग, योग के अष्ट अंग पे ध्यान देना। सो यम, नियम, प्राणायाम, आसन, प्रत्याहार, ध्यान, धारणा, समाधि, और ये सब चीजों पे ध्यान देना, अपने आत्मविश्वास पे ध्यान देना। वाह, कोई म्यूजिक बजा रहा है, क्या अच्छी बात है। करिश्मा पाटिल, वाह क्या म्यूजिक बज रहा है। वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। देखिए हमारे अच्छे अच्छे लोग हैं। प्रतीक दलवी जी, अच्छा। करिश्मा पाटिल, वेरी गुड। अरे भाई राजीव जी म्यूट कीजिए भाई, क्या कर रहे हैं आप?
I think Karishma is not being able to mute.
Okay, so tell me more.
Yes, so I think it's been a fascinating road that you've traveled, taken the road less traveled, and you have made a journey for yourself and a name for yourself.
अरे मेरे ऊपर मेरे कितने बाप बैठे हैं वहां पर। बाबा रामदेव है, श्री श्री रविशंकर जी है, सदगुरु जी है, बीके सायंगर जी है, मेरे बाप बैठे वहां पर सब, दीपक चोपड़ा जी है। मैं तो बच्चा हूं अभी भी। माँ हंसा जी है ऑफ द योगा इंस्टीट्यूट। सो लेट मी टेल यू, मेरे मेरे बाप और परदादाओं में वंस अगेन बीके सायंगर जी, महर्षि महेश योगी, माँ हंसा जी, अपने सदगुरु जी, अपने श्री श्री रविशंकर जी और बाबा रामदेव जी, सब मेरे गुरु जी हैं, गुरु वर्ग।
We'll have now Guru Mickey also.
अरे ईश्वर की जो मर्जी, जो मर्जी, जो मर्जी। गुरु, गुरु की परिभाषा यही है कि the one who allows his disciple to stand on his shoulders and look beyond. उसमें कोई पैतरे, you don't have to roll them up your sleeves. इतनी जागृति, इतनी सजगता, इतना बोध, इतना ज्ञान, इतना चैतन्य भाव, सचेतन मन होना चाहिए कि हमारी दृष्टि और आगे बढ़े लाइफ में।
Absolutely. I think whatever you've spoken so far, I think is beyond health, fitness, wellness. I think it's something that each one of us needs to look within.
Absolutely.
And embrace the coming days with the philosophy.
Thank you very much. Thank you
So
very
I
much.
think a very big thank you, Dr. Mickey, for sparing your time and sharing your experiences.
Thank you very much. Thank
Everyone.
you. Thank you.
It's
Thank
been
you.
wonderful. Look forward to further interaction. If you have any doubts, please do message us. We will forward them to Dr. Mickey. And do keep in touch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in today. Take care. Have a good evening.
Thank you. I hope everybody got energized, maximized, optimized, naturalized, internalized, eternalized, evolutionized, revolutionized, hypnotized, mesmerized, regularized, revitalized, initialized, got Mickey-mized.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you, Rajiv.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rajiv, edit the video very well. Rajiv, edit the video very well. Remove the disturbances. Edit it very sharply and show it to me. Okay?
Yeah, sure. I'll get it done. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Take
Thank you,
care.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good luck. God bless. Thank you.